Serious.
Brain Wreck, I'm Jason X.
And I'm Kevin Graham.
And this is the best show on the internet, coming to you live every Wednesday night here on all the platforms. Working on them OnlyFans.
We're almost there, people. We're just I don't know, a thing away.
A stone's throw?
A stone's throw away. Speaking of stones, we've got some Steve Austin Broken Skull IPA. This was an essential purchase last week.
Oh, an essential one.
Mm-hmm. I needed it.
You're not kidding. And we actually made a run yesterday because, as you can see, this is what my life has become.
I should take my glasses off because you can totally see the dash. And oh, good Lord.
So yeah, I'm just become a mess.
Have you? Okay, so we talked about this a little bit on the Monday bonus episode with the ladies. Oh boy, that looks crispy there.
Oh yeah, by the way, I got a Jose Cuervo's a margarita mix.
Wait, is it just the mix?
Yeah.
Is there alcohol in it?
Yeah, it's like one of them pre-mixed thing.
Is it?
Things. Yeah, sure.
I would love it if you're just drinking like sour mash. That would be the fucking greatest.
Well, you know,
thing ever.
you buy it in the liquor store, and they tell you to just add ice.
Hold on. Strangler Steve says we've both just been released from the WWE. This is why we're here. This is why we're here. This is all we got now. Thank you.
We'll get into those poor fuckers later. We're gonna talk about that, but yeah, like life's been like, what is time? What is space?
Well, okay. So this is what I was about to say. Is when we were talking when we were with the ladies on Monday, we were talking about how they're ladies. It was very, very cordial. When we were doing the show, one of the things that we had talked about was sort of that breaking point between, okay, there's panic. We need all the essential stuff. We need to be prepared. And then you sort of hit that wall of, I just buy chips and donuts and
chips, donuts, ice cream,
and fucking just load up with Jose Cuervo fucking mix.
Yeah,
don't even bother with the tequila. Just buy the mix. We'll figure it out from there. It'll be like prison. You can leave it under the bed.
In my mouth at the same time.
You drink up, brothers. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Get that Cuervo's all over there. But anyway,
here's the thing. Real quick, I'm pretty sure you're not saying it right, but I'm pretty sure you think that's how you're supposed to say it.
What do you mean?
We'll just
how are you supposed to say it?
Cuervo?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Tomato. Okay.
Right. So Jose Cuervo's.
So, are you?
I'm just saying it with the Mexican accent.
Oh, is that Mexico, New York?
No. Well, I mean.
Steve goes, I was Cuervo once.
But yeah, so the essentials have changed a little bit, at least in my house. The essentials have become more of booze, more of you get your chips, your guac, that sort of thing. Tater tots have become essential as fuck.
You're just hitting that entire pyramid scheme of the food groups there. I feel just getting them all in there. I feel like I haven't. So here's what I have noticed.
Okay.
Like as it relates to food, I have stayed the same, if not gotten a little bit better. Because even like before,
eating.
Yes, really? I know how to use a fork and knife now. It's wonderful.
About time.
It's a pint,
Charlotte
right?
was a nightmare. Finger foods only.
You can't take me to a fucking Blaze Pizza. That's all.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Can't do it. It's so true.
Just belching up a storm, acting like I own the fucking place.
Yeah, you do.
No, but like I feel like my dieting has like stayed the same, if not gotten a little bit better. Because right before we went on lockdown, I started working with the process of eat whatever I want, but just have one less.
Oh, so you're going for a portion size.
Portion, yes. I was actually eating like a normal person would. Kind of going back to the Monday discussion, where this past, I think it was like Monday night when I made pasta, and I had like a single serving, and I was like, wow, there's a lot of pasta left. And Christy was like, yeah, that's what happens when you don't eat a pound of pasta in one sitting. And I was
as you would normally do.
And I was like, fair. So, but while my dieting has like kind of gotten a little bit better, my drinking hasn't increased. So,
yeah, and before
kind of break it even.
But and I'm kind of in a similar situation, especially on the drinking part. I'm drinking like a fish lately, but before this whole quarantine thing, I was doing the fasting gimmick. Where I wasn't eating anything before noon, and then I would cut off everything by 8. So I was doing the intermediate fasting kind of thing, and I lost 30 pounds doing that.
Shit.
But as soon as the quarantine, the corona, the COVID-19, Chinese flu, whatever you want to call it,
just please don't call it
that. Whatever hit, whatever everybody's dealing with, I went into panic mode.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, fuck the dieting. We're just gonna take in calories because you never know when the stores are gonna run out of ramen noodles.
Wait, hang on. So your process was, we don't know when the stores are gonna run out of noodles, so let's calorie load up.
Yeah.
And then go buy more?
Right, because you got the storage. You got the storage. And then when you're running from the zombies, you're burning the calories, and the fatties who can run are going to last longest.
I don't know if you're doing that right.
No, that's exactly how science works.
I mean, listen, I have a master's degree. It hasn't gotten me far in life.
That's true.
Thanks, Dick. It hasn't gotten me far in life, but I'm pretty sure that's not how that works. Like, have you tried storing it in a pantry or a cabinet?
Listen, pantries can flood, houses can burn. If it burns off my body, that means I'm going down with it. So what's the fucking point?
There you go, folks. Science. Yep. That's science. Okay, so you're kind of at
carb
that.
Up, ladies and gentlemen.
Carb the fuck up.
Get those storages ready.
You feel like you're kind of at that breaking point. Then is what I'm getting.
What would give you that idea?
Jugger dogs still work stiff.
Always.
I don't know. Just you have a glow about you this evening.
Oh, I do.
That I have not seen in quite a while.
I mean, maybe it is because that today is the release date of issue number 3 of my comic book. The Devil Within issue number 3 comes out digitally only because I'm still waiting for those motherfuckers to clear them from customs over on the border. So the physicals will be here eventually, but I was like, fuck it. Let's give it to people digitally. So it is out now for you to read on your computer while you're stuck at home doing nothing.
I gotta say, it's a smart business move. You got product to sell. Get it out there.
Get it out there, right? Like, we're not waiting on the ramen noodles. We're not waiting on the goddamn comics. This is just not happening. So you can go to devilwithincomic.com today to get a PDF download of issue number 3, or if you like apps and shit, it's also on Comixology. So go to Comixology and you can download The Devil Within issue number 3 and 1 and 2 as well.
How does Comixology work, like, as a publisher?
Oh, it's a scam.
Okay. Because I was saying that, like, isn't there also, like, a free thing for Comixology, like, this month
There
or something?
is, but okay. Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
However, the way that works is that it is called Comixology Unlimited. It's the same thing like the Kindle Unlimited bullshit.
Okay.
That you get. And what basically it's a subscription service. You can download certain titles, and then as much as you want for the month. As long as you renew, you can have as many books as you want. As soon as you end your subscription, you no longer have access to those books.
Okay.
However, the books that are available, slim to none, very limited.
Okay.
So, and then of course, like being somebody who sells their products through the Amazon deal, you know, I'm getting it's a 40-60 split. Guess in whose favor? But
what
exposure, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't they have, I mean, like, okay, as a business you can never really have enough money, but still.
What? Yeah, so please go to devilwithincomic.com and buy directly from me so that I can make more of these fucking
always
things.
Buy direct. That's what
always buy direct. Cut out the middleman.
That's what I say. Okay, so that's out. So go check it out.
Plug over.
I was hoping that would take up at least like 10 to 15 minutes of a segment, but hey, you know what? I mean, I don't know. Well, how you feeling?
Did you read it?
Not yet.
Oh, fuck you.
What? How long's it been out?
At least 7 hours. I mean, actually, it's been out 13 hours.
Okay, actually. Well, I've been awake for literally 13, so
it's a 20-minute read.
I will read it before bed. How about that?
Thanks, pal.
And I'll post about it.
Appreciate you.
So how's everything else?
Oh, brother. So I don't know if you've heard or not, but here in the great state of New York, a new mandate just came down from the Cuomos.
I was going to ask you about your mandates because we've got some mandates now too.
You do.
We do.
Okay. The mandate that came out today is anyone who is out in public must wear a mask.
Same. That's what we got.
That's what you got as well?
That's what we got as well. Yep. Does not count if you are exercising. As long as you're not with it. Well, you can be exercising without a mask, but you can't be exercising within 10 feet or within 6 feet of somebody without a mask.
Okay.
And if it is...
Now, if you're running on a fucking trail, right? If you're running on a goddamn nature trail or whatever the fuck, and say you see somebody ahead of you, but you wait the 10 fucking feet or 6 feet or whatever the fuck it's supposed to be, but they're having a goddamn conniption coughing fit, you're gonna run right through that cloud of coughing germs bullshit.
No, you go around.
But dude, you're running. You're trying to make time. They're trying to make time.
Time does not exist at this point.
Yeah.
Time is just a concept.
I believe that's what Hootie said.
Okay.
About time.
Okay. But yeah, so you can do the running thing. If somebody's having a coughing fit, you can just go around them, or have.
I can't see the chat.
Blakely says that she hates when stuff is more expensive on the actual site versus a third-party site.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the thing. That's like when you okay, so like if I wanted to buy a fucking futon.
We're going back.
All right. Okay. If I want to buy a futon and I want to get me one of them Lazy Boys or Sealy or Casper, not a sponsor. I don't know. Okay. A fucking futon.
An Ashley Furniture.
An Ashley Furniture futon. But then I go to the Ashley Furniture website and it's $800. And I'm like, fuck, that's an expensive ass futon. And then I go and I see the same goddamn futon on either Amazon or Walmart for 400.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what am I supposed to do?
What are you
I know I'm not supposed to support the big box stores, but come on, bro. $400 is $400. Like,
but also,
if you don't want us to shop there, let's you gotta work with me, the consumer.
So that's also like probably not Amazon selling the product either. That's probably the big box store selling the product through Amazon at a lower rate to boost sales because they can probably afford the profit dip.
Well, here's a perfect example. I had to buy a car seat for my kid,
right.
a travel car seat for our last vacation. On the actual manufacturer's website, it was $150.
Okay.
On Amazon, it was $129.
Who is the seller?
It just said through Amazon warehouse or by Amazon or whatever the fuck it says.
It's probably still those people though.
But still, like, what am I supposed to do? $20 is $20. $20
is $20, man. Especially
$20.
Especially in these times. But I mean, 6 feet.
Right. So you can exercise without a mask.
You can exercise without a mask. You can't go into buildings and stuff. Like, I actually had to wear a mask today for the first time.
What'd you do?
I just had a bandana. We're trying to get masks right now.
Bro, you know I got the hookup on the mask situation, bro.
Fuck, Christy. What? We have a mask hookup. Okay. She says okay. Ashley, 700 stores, 3.3 billion in revenue. Yeah, okay. They can afford a profit dip on Amazon. So we're gonna talk about getting some masks, but yeah, to wear a mask, and all I had on hand was like a bandana. So
okay, so you're gonna rob a train?
Maybe. I mean, I've got nothing really going on Saturday, so might make some plans.
Are the rails essential?
There is a
story on the railroad.
There is a mobile a monorail that we have that runs like over.
You guys got a monorail?
I think it's a monorail. I mean,
Epcot?
What's the definition of a monorail? I've never been to Disney. I wasn't allowed to go.
A single rail. Mono rail.
I mean, I know
There's your master's degree. I know. Right there, pal.
You don't have to keep reminding me. I know. But no, we have a monorail that goes from like the top of our neighborhood, Metro Rail. So it's not a monorail. So fuck you. But it goes from the top of our neighborhood. It goes from the top of our neighborhood, like all the way through downtown.
Oh, is this like the Charlotte fucking things where we almost
got hit
like 4
exactly.
times?
It's a regular rail. Listen, I've been drinking. It's 6.7% alcohol. It's
not as strong as the Cuervos.
It's not, but like, I don't really like IPAs, and I gotta say it's actually a good beer, all things considered.
Oh, there you go. Broken Skull.
Mm-hmm.
The big thumbs up from Kevin Graham.
Yeah.
Anywho.
The fuck were we talking about? Oh, masks and shit. So yeah, we gotta wear masks now.
Okay.
It was weird, like, going out with one for the first time because, like, I literally only, like, left my building, walked 20 feet, and then walked back in. Because, like, there's a restaurant, like, directly attached to where we live.
Okay, so you're still ordering out.
Yeah, I mean, today was, like, a day where we just didn't prep anything. So we were like, let's just get takeout.
And did you get that stimuli check?
We did.
I got that stimuli as well.
Yeah, how was your stimuli?
Oh, bro, that's so stimulated.
So stimulated? Okay, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
To all the people who are waiting to have their check signed, my heart goes out to you. Fucking deal with it, man.
Right.
Yeah, but so for all the people who are waiting to have their check signed,
I heard Trump sign them himself.
Trump is
So he said he's putting the old Herbie Hancock on there,
Probably dipping his cock on it for sure.
Yeah.
So got
Dry
that.
ink.
So like that's just it's nice.
It's nice.
I almost wish It's like one of those situations though where it's like, I wish I didn't have to get this.
Really?
You know what? Well, yeah. I mean, because like but you feel like a badass getting a stimulus check or going out in a bandana. I don't know.
When do you feel like a badass? What is your most badass feel?
I don't know, like when I work out, but like I don't really do that anymore. So it's like,
mine's when I dunk on my kid. We got one of those hanging door basketball hoops.
Dick.
And he's like, I mean, he's yay tall, you know. So I'm Michael Jordaning over him.
Oh yeah,
just slamming it home.
Just like, this is what you see. Like that.
This is what you could be.
This is what you could be. But you could also be what you are now, and just having life dunk on you constantly. I feel like that's a good lesson. Good for you.
About life.
Parenting. Good for you. Yeah. But yeah, no. What I was saying was like, I almost feel like I wish we didn't have to get this, because then like things would be normal. You know? Oh,
so it's adding to your mental stimuli.
It's
of being in an abnormal situation.
Right.
Yeah, I'll take the money.
You would rather be in the situation we're in right now with the money?
I mean, no.
Okay.
But I would also not like to be in the situation that we're in with no money.
I mean, that is also fair.
Listen, this is beyond our control. You're not in control. Clearly, I've lost all control. So
I feel like I'm in Mortal Kombat. You wearing masks in public. Oh, okay. So wearing masks in public, you feel like you're in Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
You should start carrying. You should carry around like a little chain in your pocket, and then like
wallet.
It could be a chain wallet, and then like when little people not like little people, but like when I don't know why I said that. I should stop drinking. But like when people walk by, you got this little chain, and you just kind of like shoot it out at them like Scorpion.
I like the image of little people better.
So I have officially hit my quarantine wall. I think it's only downhill from here. So I'm just gonna kind of buckle up and strap in and enjoy the ride. Fuck.
So anyway, let's transition out of where the fuck we are, because I don't know where we are in the conversation. But whoa. You got a little tanner there, pal.
Yeah, it's the sun is going down, so I got to hit myself with the warm lights.
Oh, okay. You got a tanning lamp right at the desk?
Yeah, just
maybe I should get one of those. You know, I feel like I'm missing a lot of the D. Like I don't get out in the sun. I need to.
Did I tell you about my container of D?
No.
Every day now, I'm taking like 2D.
2D?
Yes. 2 at a time.
Oh, okay. 2? Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's been good. I feel like it's been good for me. I've got a healthy dose of D coming in me every day.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I take a multivitamin. And it's got a lot of D in it.
Don't clip that.
Oh shit. But anyway, I've got a multivitamin. It's got a lot of D in it, but then I also take a D supplement.
Okay.
On top of that, the wife's very happy.
That's good. That's good. She.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet Jesus, put on a shirt, pal. I think he's talking to you.
No, I've lost all control. It's just I'm done. I'm sick of it. I haven't like worn jeans in over a month.
I've worn jeans.
It's been nothing but joggers and sweatpants.
Weirdly enough, my daily. Okay, so here's. So I mean, because working from home normally, I mean, like basically I'm wearing like sweats or basketball shorts and just like a t-shirt every day as it is.
Right.
I tune in. This is what I see. Yeah, pretty much. We're giving out the goods tonight.
That's right. Best show on the internet.
Best show on the internet. The only recipient
of the YouTube
Wood Award. Yes.
We are the Woody Harrelson of podcasts.
The Danny DeVitos of digital media. Whatever that means to you. So like my general attire has not really changed. However, like I did try a service called Stitch Fix. Because Chrissy had just started a new job and she was looking to update her wardrobe, and I was like,
is this one of those box services?
It's one of those box services.
Oh,
now, like,
dude, you're in such a higher tax bracket than me.
Okay, but like it's been like I have not been able to shop for clothes and like be successful at it in like over a year. But like there was nothing down here because it's either too expensive or just.
I'm sorry for Christy.
Like, what?
There's nothing down there, pal.
How dare you? This is...
Best show on the internet.
Anyways, so she got it. I was like, that seems kind of interesting. Maybe I get some help with my wardrobe and stuff. And like, I ordered everything. Like, I ordered my first box like just before lockdown.
I am on a budget. True.
It gets delayed, and then I get it, and I'm like, I literally can't wear any of this stuff, and it was like fucking expensive too. So I was like, I'm just gonna send this back and just like not.
So you just wasted everybody's time.
I just wasted everybody's time, pretty much.
Yeah, shipping costs, all that good stuff.
Well, I mean, I had a credit because I signed up through a link Krista gave me.
Oh, okay.
So.
Oh, okay. So you did the thing.
We did the refer a friend.
Okay, and then she got the extra.
She got the credit. I got the credit.
And then
whoa. But yes, yeah, it just didn't work. And I was like, I'm literally just gonna wear shorts.
What is the last piece of clothing you bought for yourself?
Actually, this. This is legitimately the last piece. But here's the thing. I mean, I bought it for 3 reasons. Number one, it's a Razzlin tee. It says Austin, Texas, because that's where I live. Oh, I'm actually very Texas today.
Bro, you're so Texas.
And so Dustin Rhodes was doing a thing for the local food banks where I think it was like all the proceeds from the shirt went directly to the local food bank. So I was like, hey, you know what? Awesome. Like, go and support the local economy in a way. So
right.
This was the last shirt.
A wrestling shirt.
Yeah. Well, also getting a wrestling shirt, which.
All right. Well, let's just talk about it. Let's just talk about it.
It was a sad day.
Today was a bummer, man. There's gonna be a lot of clearance shirts going up on WWE.com
and like
pretty soon.
Here's the thing too, like it's not like we haven't seen stuff like this happen in the past because like
typically every year after WrestleMania.
Like that was a constant thing, but like I feel like one this large hasn't happened in maybe a decade.
Well, they kind of went on a spree of just letting people's contract run out instead of giving them
that was sort of the MO, and like
right.
Or, I mean, I'm not going to try to pretend like I know how it works. Wow, you could start a whole nother Fed. You absolutely could just start another Fed or promotion.
Oh, with the people that they release?
Yeah. Oh, my God,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Lance Storm could still go.
Lance Storm could still fucking go. He is a treat to follow on Twitter.
Oh, I know, he is.
Yeah. Because he reminds me of, like, the guy who everybody, like, wants to listen to. And like kind of converse with and like learn from, but then like he also has those moments where he's like, he clearly doesn't know how technology works sometimes.
Yeah,
I'm just like it's fun, but yeah, and like the thing, because like there's some fuckery here.
There is some fuckery,
which we'll get into, but I think the thing that really kind of hit for me was, and again, like I remember years before. Where it would be like 5 guys were released this day. 3 days later, 5 more. 3 days later, 5 more. And it was like, okay, they're clearing house. But like, I think with everything going on, coupled with the fact that there's nowhere else these guys can go right now.
Right.
And
That's
I
the
mean,
real fucking bitch of it all.
yeah. I mean, like, and you got everybody on the indies who are in the same position, and I mean, like, they've been there for the last month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing for me that kind of threw me off was, like, this is also coming off the heels of the WWE just being deemed an essential service in Florida.
Right. Mm-hmm.
If anybody can explain to me how...
Oh, I can explain to you how.
Okay, well, how?
Okay. Well, it's very simple. When you are the CEO of a major wrestling promotion that has been woven into the fabric of society and is a pop culture icon within the United States, and you've become this larger than life figure that represents overall community and whatever bullshit else they want to put in this fucking speech that they gave. The nitty gritty is the man's wife was on the cabinet for Trump. They put together a super PAC to pay the goddamn governor of Florida. And then, a couple favors were called in, this, that, and the other thing. Hey, guess what? Sports entertainment, essential as fuck. Just like them grocery store workers, just like the doctors, just like the nurses, just like the goddamn mailman, the people who fake fight on TV.
Well,
you're right up there.
Yeah, I don't buy it. Like, on one hand, I'm happy that, like, a lot of people still get to keep their jobs.
Yes.
Because I'm like, that's great to see. On the other hand, I'm like...
I'm going to stop you there. I was happy that a bunch of people got to keep their jobs. I was happy that the boys get to keep working, but people in production keep working, as much as I don't think it's right.
Right.
And I don't think that... I don't think it's right. I think the shows fucking suck without an audience. They're terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're going to do productions like the Boneyard Match, which if you do that every time, it'll get old real fucking fast.
Yeah, people are just going to start complaining.
Right. So, like, I was happy that some people were going to get work, but then they laid 15 fucking people off?
It was like 25 people plus agents and producers. Plus, they're laying off staff at the corporate headquarters. And, like, I mean... But again, this is coming off the heels of being deemed an essential business. This is coming off the heels of announcing that you have the cash and credit to continue on as per usual. Close to 40. Okay. This is coming off of the heels of... now Vince McMahon is in the advisory board with fucking Dana White and Roger Goodell and whomever the fuck else helping out Trump reintroduce sports into America because...
Oh yeah, his daughter and son-in-law too. They're in that committee because they know what's up.
And I mean, like, and it's like, yeah, we're saving $4 million a month now. It's going to total out to $140 million. Like, yeah, it's we're doing great. It's like,
yeah, Lovin has a great point. WWE stock is down over $60 a share over the past year. Terrible, horrible decisions.
The thing it's one of the things I've kind of, and this is just kind of my speculation. The XFL was not failing. I really enjoyed the XFL.
I don't have cable, so I couldn't watch any of it.
I mean, I just kind of, I've got a hookup. I set up my dad's cable, so I
oh, okay.
I have passwords. Yeah, the XFL was actually a lot of fun to watch. I mean, like, comparing it to an NFL game, it's, a little bit more sloppy, but at the same time, like, loved it myself. Yeah. But, like, it was a good alternative. It was a good after the NFL season thing to watch. It was just fun. It was something to throw on a Saturday afternoon. So it was really unfortunate to see, because I feel like had it completed its full season, 100% would be back next year. I mean, shit, like, as soon as they paused the season, like a ton of people got signed to the NFL.
Right. Right.
And it's like people are paying attention, and like that in itself is worth the investment. But unfortunately, it didn't work out. Not going to come back next year. But like one of the things I've kind of been picking up more and more on with the WWE is, and this is kind of like but like when looking at that compared to like AEW, and I started listening to some of the Something to Wrestle With podcast a little bit lately too. And
I have not been following, so I don't know.
I haven't been following what?
Something to Wrestle With. I've listened in the past, but I've not lately.
I've literally just been listening to like older episodes and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But like they made a good point. I think it was like, because it was in the first episode, because I went back and I re-listened to that, where he talks about, how the WWE, when compared to Crockett, WWE had pay-per-view, they had television, they had magazines, they had action figures, they had video games, they had all this notoriety, all this distribution. Like they had they had the complete package to be this global force. Where like, while Crockett was a very worthy competitor, didn't really have all those extra channels to offer.
Right.
And I remember thinking about that and comparing that to sort of AEW right now, where like, AEW is kind of like slowly getting there. Like they're getting the figures coming out. They're going to have people who want to make games for them and stuff. They're going to eventually expand to the second show at some point. But then like when all this hit, I was like, AEW is almost in a slightly better position because they have much lower costs.
Oh, for sure.
And the WWE now is like, yes, they are this global force, but they don't have the ability to just efficiently like scale down their production and scale down what they produce. I will even say, without just cutting everything.
You look specifically at the house show business. WWE had to cancel their entire house show business. AEW didn't run house shows.
Right.
They don't run any house shows. So right there, you're thinking about all the revenue that they think. I mean, nobody was going to these fucking house shows, but like you think about all the revenue that would have come in from the house shows that is not going to be there, that they depended on. Not only that, but the buildings that they booked that they had to cancel. All this money that was lost on advertisement on shows that never happened.
Right.
Things of that nature. Like already they're starting at a loss, which is an advantage of AEW. Obviously, the disadvantage is that like AEW is still losing money on the TV houses.
They don't have the gate for the TV shows, and I mean like they're still not quite there in terms of the popularity yet. AEW is not hurting because of one thing: they don't answer to the stockholders and shit. That's a very good point as well.
That's a very good point.
Yeah,
very good point. I mean, that's the that's the sickening thing is that the firings that happened. The people that were let go were simply done so that they could have a good quarterly phone call. Like, that's it.
It's just a number at this point.
It's a number. Yeah. It's a number. And it's fucking hilarious that the two guys that they fired just main evented their WrestleMania Night 1.
Oh, my God. Like...
It's like you trusted these guys enough to main event the Night 1 of probably the most, I would call it the most ambitious WrestleMania of all time.
Very much so. I mean, I will give them credit there.
Yeah. So, I don't know if one of them fucking stiffed the taker and the other one,
got a little stiff with that shovel.
Yeah, whatever the fuck happened. But Jesus Christ, like, granted, they were just, the henchmen in the thing, but you were still in the fucking main event of WrestleMania.
Right.
Like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And now you're gone. Fucking wild.
It's pretty fucking crazy. Yeah. I mean, the thing I see though is like, this isn't the end for any of those guys and gals.
Oh no.
I mean, like my hope would be that once all this clears up, those people would get their jobs back.
Some of them
That's I feel like a lot. I feel like some of them will. I feel like a lot of the agents and stuff will. I feel like they had a lot of good hands that they lost.
Right.
I mean, like the fucking crew that they had producing. I was like, that's like a good group of dudes to be working with.
For sure.
And like honestly, I like a lot of the people that I saw let go today. I'm like, those are all people who 10, 15 years could absolutely fit into that role as well. So like, that's not something you want to just burn the bridge on. So my hope is that once all this clears up, that a lot of them will be able to get their jobs back. I'm sure some of them will probably want to go do all their stuff. But
I mean, for God's sakes, if Heath Slater doesn't get rehired,
fucking,
I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I just won't watch anymore.
I mean,
what's the point? Like,
I mean, well, I can't believe you anymore because you fucking watched WrestleMania, you piece of shit.
What? Okay.
You were on this show. You lied to our fans. You lied to the people that follow us. Listen, I'll lie all day.
What?
I'll lie to anybody.
That's your MO.
People. I won't lie to the people.
So has that sort of been established for me that I am the I am the gospel truth of the show? Trustworthy Kevin Graham?
Well, no, you just fucking lied to the people. What are you talking about?
What do you mean? What did I say exactly? Because half the time I say stuff and I don't even know what I say.
When I told you that the Gronk was hosting WrestleMania,
right?
You got up from your chair and laid on the floor in complete disgust, came back to the chair and said, I am canceling the WWE network right now.
I didn't do it right now. I actually did it today.
Did you?
Yeah, because I was like, ooh, I should probably cancel that. Because, like, I could save $10 a month.
And not support fucking assholes that are taking advantage of a goddamn pandemic by doing government funding to call in some favors?
Might have like a little bit to do with it. But, yeah, I could save, $10. $10 goes a long way. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, brother, you're talking to somebody on a budget here. So
$10 can do a lot of things.
$10 can do a lot of things.
Oh,
go ahead. I was going to segue, but you were over there. You beat me to it.
I was going to segue.
Go.
Speaking of going a long way with a little bit of cash, you, my friend, have been making some extravagant purchases as of late.
Are they extravagant?
Brother, they're fucking extravagant. We need to have a talk. This is actually an intervention. This is
is it now?
This is an intervention.
Did the wife put you up to this?
But you might have a problem.
Maybe. Are you sure? I don't think it's a problem.
It's probably not a problem, but
I'm fine.
Okay.
Everything's great.
So you've been sort of giving me this play-by-play of your two most recent purchases. Tell the people what you just bought.
Oh, so we talked a little bit on the show. I don't know if it was last Wednesday. I think it was last Wednesday. Yeah, no, it was last Wednesday. Because it was before Easter. That I had purchased. Now I a little bit of a backstory. I had this pen. I loved this pen. This was the best pen I've ever owned in my life. It was given to me for free, but it wrote like a cloud. It was all my ideas came out, spilling out onto the page, and the pen would just flow. Was perfect. That pen exploded. And I was left less of a man. I didn't have something that I felt kept me whole. So I went on a search for a new pen.
Okay.
And I said, you know what? If I'm going to get a pen, something that's going to carry me creatively throughout the years even, I'm going to spend a little money on a pen. I'm going to get myself a good pen. So I got myself an executive pen.
Okay.
Very fancy. Twists. Twists in the little thingy comes out the bottom. And then you can...
The writing portion. The pen.
What was a $30 pen?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So then I was like, I like this pen. I think I could use a backup pen. Because, if you lose a pen, it's no big deal. But if you lose a $30 pen...
here's the thing.
Listen, motherfucking people who get divorced are collecting alimony because they're used to living a certain lifestyle. Oh, okay? God. When you get an executive pen...
Did you pay yourself alimony with a pen?
When you get a pen,
God damn,
you're used to a certain lifestyle of writing, okay? So if I lost a $30 executive pen, I just couldn't go on. So I had to get myself...
Done? Dunzo?
A backup. Got myself a second $30 pen. $60.
$60.
2 pens.
2 pens. And how is this pen?
The second pen came today. It is better than the first one. It is. I would have paid $40 for this pen. It is an amazing pen. Very smooth, lightweight. The first pen has a little girth to it. This one's more slender.
So into the slender ones.
Oh yeah, like it just flows through the hand.
Oh yeah.
Like I got tiny hands. So like the girth of the pen is a big deal.
It's intimidating.
It can be.
You grab that big girthy pen, and it's like, whoa!
Right? You might lose control.
I might lose control. This one might
Your hand might start to cramp.
It could explode unexpectedly because you're overcompensating.
It's very true.
Okay,
I've seen it happen.
It's terrible. It's horrifying sight. So you got this new slender one. So would the slender one be your prime go-to pen?
I think it might. I mean, I've got to put them through the trials.
Yeah.
I've got to test their strengths, their weaknesses.
See how
it might be selecting the pen per occasion as to when I'm going to use.
I've never really considered that, selecting a pen for the occasion.
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Why are you not on board with this? Why are you
I go to the store, I buy a box of pen for $3. I'm like, hey, this is perfect. It does what I need. You need a pen? Boom, you got a pen.
You have to write a fucking check or some bullshit, and you're like, and you're like writing the thing because the fucking pen won't work because you got a goddamn dollar store pen. Piece of shit.
This is not the bank. You're not writing with a chain attached to you. This is just a big pen.
And how many times have you been embarrassed?
Are you still licking your pen?
What?
Are you still licking pens?
I mean, sometimes you got to do that.
No. Why do you have to do that? Why?
If it does, listen, how many times have you been embarrassed when you're filling out a birthday card or you're filling out a Merry Christmas to somebody and the ink doesn't stick or smears, or you start to write and the ink skips and misses out, and you know why? Because you chose to use a bullshit pen. You didn't use the right pen for the occasion. That's on you. You look like the chump.
I think I'm learning a lot about you in this whole ordeal.
I'm just saying.
I don't know if there's ever been embarrassment from that happening.
Really? You've never written something and then like rubbed your hand over it and it smeared the ink? And it was something like a card.
Oh, sure.
Where you can't buy another one.
You can buy another card.
Well, brother, that's like $3 you've already spent, and then you're gonna spend another $3.
$3 to try 6 nowadays. I stopped buying cards. I got yelled at.
See, there's some fuckery with cards.
It's a card.
I'm just saying.
We should go into the card business.
We should go into the
card business. You're a writer.
I am a writer.
I have a degree in graphic design. That counts for something. Something. We should write cards.
Roses are red. Violets are green. I've got a master's degree. It don't mean a thing.
go kill myself. We should start a card business though, for real.
We should.
I mean, what the fuck else are we gonna do?
I can't go outside.
Can't go outside. Well, I actually went outside today
with a bandana. I know you told us about it.
Yeah, but and then I just put the bandana in my pocket because I'm like, I'm walking. This is exercise.
You have to wash that shit, sir.
Wash what?
Your bandana.
Oh yeah, I'll wash it.
No, sir.
Wait, what?
How dare you? I go out with a mask, right? I'm wearing a mask.
I don't know where this is going.
No, you go out in the mask, go out to the public.
Yeah.
Say you're going to the goddamn liquor store, right? You're going to buy yourself some Jose Cuervos. You're going to get yourself some goddamn Evan Williams because you're on a budget. And then, the wife wants some champagne.
Evan Williams is a good man.
He's working for the common man.
Evan Williams is a good man. He's a common motherfucker.
Yep. So anyway, so you go up to the counter, and they've installed the bulletproof glass to keep whatever the hell.
Germs.
But you're still handing the guy your card. You're still signing on the dotted line with the pen that everybody's used for the receipt.
I thought you had your own pen.
Sneezes? Well, I'm not bringing it out to the public. This is a private pen, sir.
This pen stays at home.
It stays at home. It's in a case. So
you're not just whipping it out wherever you go?
No. Come on. I'm high-class pen. $30, for God's sakes. But anyway, so the motherfucker sneezes, right?
Oh.
And so, but you've got your face mask on, so you're, the droplets and the wind and the disease and all that shit goes on the outside of your mask. Now you are a stupid motherfucker who just wore a bandana. So what happens is that when you take that off and you put it in your pocket and you're like, oh shit, I've got to go out, forget the newspaper or Chinese food. I don't know. You got to go out again, right? So you take the bandana out of your pocket and you go over to put it on your face, right? Wrong! Because you don't know what side was on the outside, so you could be putting the previous outside on the inside, thusly taking the germs and pressing them up against your face, giving you the corona.
Okay.
So, wash the bandana.
Okay, yeah, I will.
Good, you should.
Yeah, I will.
I care about you.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, it actually feels so good.
Yeah, just trying to be helpful, trying to give you some advice. You could you can sanitize in the microwave.
Put my bandana in the microwave?
I mean, I wouldn't suggest it, but you can't do you do it with the sponge?
Nah, well, I don't. Somebody else might.
Gotta sanitize your sponge, bro.
We just throw them away.
You privileged motherfuckers.
What?
You just, after one wash, you just throw your sponge away?
Not after one wash.
Well, you have to sanitize it after every use.
Oh, okay.
So you wash your dishes, right?
Yeah.
Put your sponge up on the sink or whatever.
Sink it.
A couple days pass, so the next day you go to wash more dishes. You wet the sponge first, you throw it in the microwave for 30 seconds, sanitize, done. Boom. Everything's killed.
Okay.
Then you can wash your dishes.
No. We also have a dishwasher, so.
Privileged.
I don't sound good at this at all. Just sitting on top of my fucking hilltop.
Yeah, look at you. I still have a job, still have a dishwasher, you still got a maid service.
Dude, our apartment complex is bugging out.
Oh, yeah.
So yesterday, our lease is up at the end of June.
Oh.
Right? End of June, our lease is up.
Are you re-signing?
We are.
Oh.
We got an email yesterday
Mm-hmm.
saying, hey, your lease is up at the end of June. Do you intend on re-signing? Here are the lease options you have. And it was 12 months, 18 months, 24 months.
Okay.
And they said, you have until the end of May to give us,
sure,
basically a month and a half to let us know. They called Christy today.
Mm-hmm.
Not me, because I technically don't live here, apparently.
That's right. You're a ghost.
I'm a ghost. I'm just
Tune
the
in
guy.
Mondays
I'm just
for that story.
Go to the archive and watch.
Yep.
They called Christy today, and they were like, "Hey, did you get the email yesterday?" She was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Okay, do you plan on re-signing?" She's like, "Yeah, we plan on staying." I'm like, "Okay, great." And I was like, "You gave us a month,
right? Like, you want an answer today?
You first told us yesterday, and then you're calling us today. It's like, pump the brakes. I mean, like, I know that it's kind of an awkward time for people, but like,
I mean, I guess I could kind of see it. Like, if I guess the sooner you know the people who aren't going to be there, the more you can plan.
Here's the thing: I'm a stickler for shit like that, and it's like the more you press me on something,
don't poke the bear.
Don't fucking poke me, because I will just go into hibernation.
You ghost some motherfucker.
Just like, listen, I know you. Listen, I have shit I need to do. My mind isn't focusing on that yet. I got to do this first. Let me do that. Yeah, I was just like, I told her, I was just like, you should have told him we're still thinking about it, and just like let it simmer for like 4 weeks, and just be like, yeah, we'll let you know in about like another week or two. We're really thinking about it.
So why was the apartment a buzz? Why was the?
I think it's just because right now, with everything going on with the pandemic, there's just a lot of uncertainty because people are losing their jobs with that happening.
Oh, so they're worried about rent and things
I think they're worried about if people are in a position where they have to move, they want to know as soon as possible, because the building we do live in, I feel like, does get a lot of turnover, because within the first like 6 months of us living here, there were a lot of moving trucks outside. There were a lot of boxes in the hallways being moved out. And like they're always doing tours and stuff of the building. So I think where we live specifically, because we are kind of close to the community college, and we're really not far from the university.
So it's a lot of college kids.
I think what we get is a lot of college kids, and I think we get a lot of people who are new to the area.
Oh,
that
like
are
you.
Like us, who are kind of moving into Austin, finding whatever they can get, and then going, oh, I want to live over here instead, and then moving out.
Right.
So I feel like there's a lot of that going on. But I mean, we're staying. We're pretty much happy with where we're at.
So most of the people that live where you are in your same boat, essentially.
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, you don't go try to meet these people?
There's a lockdown.
Well, not now, but I know like previously you were like, we don't have any people we know or anything like that.
I will tell you something. We've been going on these walks after work. Monday, was it? It was like Monday or Friday. We went on a walk around the apartment again. And I had not seen this many people in one area of our apartment at once, other than fire alarms. There were so many fucking people out walking their dogs, out walking their kids, just working out in the field. Like there were a lot of people just milling about. And I'm like, it was almost kind of nice, because it was like, it almost seemed like there wasn't a pandemic. You know what I mean? Like so it was.
It seemed like the 90s again?
It seemed like the 90s. It was very 90s, yeah. People were playing hacky sack. There was some hootie being strummed.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't fucking go wrong. But no, it was like the first time that
let her cry
since I had been here.
Tears fall down like rain. I don't have the deep. I need the kind of.
You don't have those hootie vocals.
I don't have the hootie vocals.
You don't have the hootie vocals.
No, I'm more of a blowfish.
Anywho. Jesus Christ, we fucking wrap this up.
So anywho,
oh my god, we never went over the Tiger King facts.
Oh, let's do it. Fuck it.
Okay. Before we wrap up, so you have officially watched all of the Tiger King.
Finished.
You have finished
the Tiger King.
We finished fucking year and a half ago on that.
Seems
shit.
Seems
like it. We are now living in a post Tiger King world.
Post Tiger King world. And as a side note, I guess I didn't realize when he actually went to jail.
Okay.
Do you know when he actually went to jail?
Wasn't it like 2017? It was like between 2017 and 2019, wasn't it?
He was just sentenced this year.
This year?
This year. He was sentenced in January 2020.
Okay. Yeah, that actually makes sense.
And I'm like,
because they started. I mean, like, that documentary covers a long period of time.
It's so strange because, like, they did. I mean, I watched the documentary, and then they came out with the show after the show, the episode, the after show episode. And when me and the wife were watching what ended up being the last episode, we were under the impression that we had one episode left and they were still coming out with another episode.
Oh.
So, like, when that episode ended and credits started to roll, we're like, oh, is that it?
That's it.
That's it?
That's a wrap.
And we're like, oh, well, what's this other thing? And we're like, oh, it's the new episode that they uploaded kind of thing. And we're like, all right, well, guess we'll watch that. And we watched that. And at the end, I'm just like, I'm just sad. Like, I'm just like,
here's the thing, man. This is becoming like a cultural phenomenon for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like we're getting to that point now where people are starting to. I don't want to say idolize the people on the show, but like,
I'll say this: the series is crazy as fuck, and it is literally all fun and games for the viewer.
Yeah.
Until the tragedy happens.
Yes.
Once the tragedy happens, the fun is gone.
Yeah.
There's no fun anymore.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I'm just really sad now.
Well, that's like, I feel so on one of our other bonus episodes, I think that I had mentioned that there's one character who I feel like we, the viewer, sort of empathize the most with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the guy who was the campaign manager.
Yeah.
Because, like, you sort of listen to his story, and he's like, I was just some guy working at the ammo desk at Walmart, and here comes Joe, and he's just this fucking crazy dude who's like, I'm starting a campaign, and I'm like, I'd love to be a campaign manager. Sign me up. I'm along for this ride. And like, I feel like that's us at the early stages of this show.
Right.
And then you go throughout the show, and then all this shit starts to happen, and you're just like, this is real.
Yeah. It stops being fun.
It stops being fun after a while. But like, and sort of go back to what I was saying before, like, I feel like now we're getting to a point within the culture where people are really starting to appreciate this for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Like, I'm seeing a lot of people who are like, oh yeah, we need to pardon Joe Exotic. No, we don't.
No,
we don't.
No, he deserves to be in jail.
He should be in jail, because guess what?
I mean, so should almost everybody else.
Yeah.
Who's not? But like, he should definitely be in jail.
They should all be locked up.
Yeah.
But earlier today, I was kind of doing my internet dump thing, and I came across a website. Pleated Jeans had posted a Twitter thread by a guy named Robert Moore. Now, Robert is apparently somebody who has done a lot of research and has written some stories on Joe and Carol, going back long before the documentary ever came out. So he had posted a thread on Twitter stating that he spent 4 years working on a podcast and a long magazine story about Joe and Carol. I spent a week living at the zoo. I've spoken with almost everyone you're seeing in the doc, and I attended the trial.
Wow.
And then he goes in to share some links about his article and the podcast that he did. And then he goes into a few pieces of trivia for people who just watched Tiger King on Netflix. Some of this stuff we might have already figured out ourselves. Other stuff is pretty fucking crazy still.
Okay.
Number one being that Joe did not sing or write any of his songs. That was done by a group called the Clinton Johnson Band. Joe just sang softly over the top vocal track.
And made his own music videos.
And made his own music videos.
For songs that aren't his.
For songs that aren't his. But probably written for him.
I'd imagine so.
When Joe's cats died, a lot of them got sold to the Strange Bone Museum in Oklahoma City. Whether they then got sold somewhere else is anybody's guess. Eric Good, the documentarian, is a quirky character in his own right. Now, I can't get to the exact post of that, but I don't know if you've been following the news today, but apparently this Eric Good dude, who was like the guy who like did a lot of the directing and stuff,
sure,
is apparently coming under fire because he supposedly owned some Manhattan hotels and restaurants and bars, laid off a bunch of his staff, and is not listening to anyone's plea for help. Like, hey, you just laid us off during this pandemic and you're making all this money and now we have none. So,
well, that's interesting.
That's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
Before Joe married John or Travis, he married another young, straight guy named J.C. Hartpence. Hartpence later served time in prison for molesting a young girl and is now serving life in prison for first-degree murder.
Well, shit.
Robert Moore said, Joe, why is the case officer on the case in which you are a suspect calling you to tell you a reporter is asking questions about you? Joe said, well, he's also my limo driver. Which was supposedly true. Byron Gordon, who is a former police chief found guilty of sexually assaulting a... oh man, I really wish I could read the rest of that article link. Apparently he's a piece of shit though. One night in
Imagine that.
One night in 2015, Joe and I were walking through Walmart when a portly, bespectacled young gay guy walked up, shook Joe's hands, and thanked Joe for being the only out and proud gay man for many miles when he was growing up. The kid was Josh Dial, who later ran Joe's campaign. So he is that guy. Not really trivia, but a useful piece of info for anyone discussing the show. Saf, the person who got mauled by the tiger, told me repeatedly that he is trans, prefers to be called Saf, not Kelsey, and uses he/him pronouns. So
yeah, you learned that in the show after the show.
Oh, we chose to skip that. For a long time, Joe told everyone he was dying from prostate and bone marrow cancer. He raised money from his Facebook fans for his expenses. He showed me this horrifying photo as proof. I later learned he just had an infected prostate, dehydration, and a bad outbreak of herpes. Oh my god. Some people are asking what that weird warehouse James Garretson was sitting in. That was a place he owned called Tiger Liquidation. Apparently you can see it on Google Maps.
Huh.
Two odd facts about Rick Kirkman. Before meeting Joe, he made a film about his addiction to crack cocaine, and that's listed on IMDb.
Cool.
After the zoo fire, Rick moved to Dallas. Then his house mysteriously burned down, almost killing him.
Really?
He fled to Norway, where he now lives.
Yeah, we did learn in the show after show he lives in Norway.
Interesting.
Oh.
Yeah, and like
side note,
spoilers
if you haven't seen the show, but you'd be gone by now. because of all the shit we're talking about. Joe burned that building down, right?
Oh, 100% Joe burned down that building. Yeah. After down, and by the way, like all these posts are all posted late March, FYI. After Don Lewis vanished, but before Carol married Howard, who seems like he's probably murdered a few people, just like silently.
Howard's interesting.
He seems like he's he's very cold, like very calm and collect. But I feel like he's the type of dude who would like kind of put a bag over your head and just speak softly to you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. That's the kind of vibe I got from him.
I could see that. And we can talk about Carol here in a minute.
Okay.
So.
After Don Lewis vanished, but before Carol married Howard, she dated a guy named Jay Bakel. In 2002, Jay filed a restraining order against Carol, which includes some bizarre and suspicious-sounding details regarding Don's disappearance. It was announced back in November that Joe Exotic, Tiger King podcast from Wondery Media, will be made into a miniseries for Universal starring Kate McKinnon as Carol Baskin. No announcement yet on who will play Joe. That was actually something that caught a lot of attention post the documentary release. John asked me to take down the photo of him and his new teeth, so I have. The original tweet read, "I see a lot of people asking about John, Joe's ex-husband. He texted me a few months back to let me know he got a new job as a welder and a whole new set of pearly whites."
Yep.
That was something that we kind of found out as the show was happening.
And you also in the post show found out why he supposedly chose to be shirtless for every.
Wasn't it because of his tattoos?
It was because of his
tattoos. I read about that.
He says that when you got badass tattoos, you gotta show them off.
Gotta show them off, man. That and them nipple rings, man. Can't miss out on those. Yep. One day, a source sent me some messages that came from Joe's phone. Joe's contacts tended to be listed as James Tiger or Mark Police. I noticed one of the contacts was simply Mike Hit. I called the number. It turned out to be a guy named Psycho Mike. He was a former hitman or bone collector for a Mexican gang in Dallas. He'd since given up that life. Recently, he'd been helping Joe try to get a zoo open in Dallas. I asked whether Joe ever approached him about killing Carol. He said no. We met at an Italian joint in Dallas. He talked for a long time, turned off the recorder. And then I turned on the recorder and asked I asked him how much, in his experience, it would cost to take a hit out on someone. His answer surprised me. You can hear it here, and then there's a link with the thing, which I hadn't been able to get to. Here's a detail I never understood. In the doc, you hear Alan Glover say he never went to Florida, but in the trial, he testified on the stand that one night he got drunk, drove to Florida, supposedly to warn Carol in person, passed out on a beach, then drove home. To anyone who came away from Tiger King thinking Joe was framed, please take a look at this secretly taped conversation between Joe and James, which was played at the trial. These are not words of an innocent man, and the thread reads, and this is Joe Exotic. Yeah, what I'm doing is having him buy a Go phone down there. Jeff is buying a Go phone so they can communicate and then throw them away. And we are going to overnight his phone to Vegas, and Jeff is going to text pictures every once in a while back to the staff, so that way his phone registers in Vegas. Garrettson just says, damn. When Jeff teamed up with Joe, one of their schemes was to buy land next door and open a bisexual strip club petting zoo called Tigers and Dreams.
Amazing.
Later, that place changed into opening a drive-in movie theater. Jeff convinced a guy... It just rolls right off. Yeah. Into opening a drive-in movie theater. When you can't do wrong, obvious next. Yeah. Jeff convinced a guy named Joe Barth to lend him some equipment to start construction. Then Jeff went and sold the equipment. Barth filed a lawsuit the next day. Barth filed a lawsuit. The next day, Barth's house mysteriously burned down.
Really? You don't mess with someone in an affliction shirt. You know?
Just wait. Jeff, and we're coming close to the end here, folks. Jeff Johnson used to be friends with Joe. And Jeff Johnson was the former reptile dealer on the show.
Okay.
They had a falling out, and Johnson started an online campaign to expose Joe and Jeff Lowe as frauds. Lowe and Joe both threatened Johnson online. He didn't back down. Then Johnson's house mysteriously burned down.
Somebody's got a hobby.
Let's see. People often ask why no one at Joe's Zoo ever spoke out. Part of the reason was because he made his employees sign a $1 million non-disclosure agreement, which it turns out wasn't legally valid. There is he's got some documents here. He says, look closely at the restraining order Don filed against Carol. His signature doesn't match the one on the power of attorney, which handed control to Carol in the event of his disappearance. When I asked Carol about it, she said he could barely read or write anyways. I first discovered this story through a story in the LA Times that said Michael Jackson's alligators burned alive in an animal park fire. That was almost true. Turns out Joe did have an alligator from Neverland Ranch. It survived. Its babies didn't.
Oh, damn. I'm sorry, but arson seems pretty easy from the...
Jesus Christ. In 2014, and this is the last one. In 2014, Joe posted a video claiming to show his computers being hacked by Carol. However, I found out that Carol didn't hack his computers. It was it was done by a weed-themed YouTuber named Natty G, who had a falling out with Joe. So, just some fun facts and figures for all you cats and kittens out there.
All you cats. And
to wrap up that show.
The last thing I want to talk about Tiger King, Carol, she killed that dude.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. And here's the thing. Like, it's none of my business. It's none of my business. But when I see somebody, a particular person, that cannot help themselves but laugh after everything they say, regardless of context to the situation, that's not an okay person. That's not somebody who's on the straight and level. When somebody asks you, did you put your husband through a meat grinder, and you say his hand couldn't even fit in, the correct answer is no. I would never kill my spouse. I love them very dearly. Just food for thought for everybody out there.
This is the one thing Christy and I keep repeating whenever we talk about this show, because like you hear all the accusations about how the documentary crew like put all these people up to it, and they're just glorifying it and creating a spectacle out of nothing. All of those people said what they said.
Oh yeah,
that is
no. There was no that's straight from the tiger's mouth. Like
straight from the tiger's mouth.
And on that note, I would like to never talk about Tiger King again.
I'm game.
It was fun while it lasted. It made me really sad.
It was a good escape for a week.
And I honestly think I will probably be haunted by Travis for the rest of my life.
Wow.
Like that, I'm not joking. Like that fucked me up. The fact that they showed it fucked me up.
Yeah.
So Goodbye, Tiger King.
Subscribe to the show. We could use it. We're on a lot of different platforms: Twitch, YouTube.
Coming to OnlyFans.
We're gonna be on OnlyFans at some point. You know, it's the digital age. Everybody's stuck at home. We want to give you some premium, tasty, toasty content.
And please go to thedevilwithincomic.com to pick up your issue number 3 digital copy, available today. It is here.
And and if you're unfamiliar with the story, you can just buy your issues right there when you're there.
Yep.
You get 3 of them.
On.
It's cheap.
Devilwithincomic.com.
I'm gonna drink.
But for this week, I've been Jason Axe.
I am still Kevin Graham.
And this has been your show.
Be well.